one brother came to me before Asr Namaz, just before the Jamaat can stand. So he comes and makes salam, says, Maulana, I'm from Durban. We are arranging one march for Palestinian people, and we're having a mass Jummah on the beachfront. Everybody is invited. So probably now he wanted me to attend, or maybe he wanted me to put up some posters or make some announcements or whatever. So I told him, I said, look, bhai, with regards to this march story and these mass Zohar namazes on the beachfront and all that, I am not in favor of these things. I am not in favor of these things because, number one, there is no faida in it. There is no benefit. You go march on the road and come back, make yourself feel happy. Nothing happened, nothing changed. You're not going to stop any bombs. You're going to walk on the road and come back with a couple of placards and scream a couple of slogans and come back. You're just going to make yourself feel happy. You're not going to sort any problem out. That's number one. Number two, when you're going, there's intermingling. Because you're going with men, you're going with women, you just want numbers. You just want numbers. So men, ladies, everybody must come. So I think for this reason, that intermingling is haram. So you're trying to do one good thing, and then you're doing something that's haram. So this is why I'm not in favor of this. So then he told me, he said, but Maulana, in the Sahaba's time, the ladies went in jihad. I said, look, bhai, now don't talk upside down things. You just stick to your field. Stick to your field. Right? You don't understand what you're talking now. So just keep quiet. You're talking upside down things. Don't talk upside down things. Hey, read one or two books here and there, hear one or two things from Juhal, total ignorant people, and then they want to become like authorities on deen, start quoting hadith. I've shown you so many times in the seerah. Tell them, come sit down for a seerah program and follow the seerah of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That we don't want to do. We could jump on the road, that we want to do. So if you follow the seerah, what we were discussing from the beginning, haven't I showed it to you how many times? That these incidents where we hear that the ladies were running on the battlefield, they were taking water, whatever, was that not before the laws of hijab came down? After that, when the ladies asked Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam for permission to go in jihad, he said, your jihad is Hajj. Your jihad is Hajj. Yes, there were women that accompanied their husbands. There were ladies that accompanied their husbands on certain travels. They were going to far off lands, distant places. They didn't know if they were going to return. Sometimes they settled down there. That is a separate issue. But to say now that no, ladies went in jihad. So where do you find now in the history of Islam that all the ladies were standing in the front line and they had swords and they were ready with amamas now and they were fighting in the battle? What is the mizaj of Shariat? And what we want to do now, we want to do something. You see, all these things, medical aid, Islamic banking, marching on the road, all these things is what we want to do. It's not what Islam orders us to do. Now, if we want to do something, now we panel beat the laws of Islam to fit what we want to do. We stretch it this way, put it that way, make one story here, pull out one story there, and patch it up and say, there's it, we found it in Deen. All these things are like that. Insurances and all these things. I mean, there was a time in our very own country when it was a straightforward masla. Medical aid is haram. Insurance is haram. Banking is a haram system. You only use it in case of necessity and with certain laws, etc. It's a straightforward thing. Now everything we want to panel beat. Now, yes, definitely looking at the halat of our iman, certain muftis have given fatwa that medical aid is permissible under certain circumstances and whatever. We're not disputing the fatwa. But what I am saying is we can't alter everything to suit what we want to do. We want to march in the road, now we want to justify it by something. We want to change the laws of deen and the mizaj of deen to justify what we want to do. It's not fair, it's not right. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us with a mizaj of Shariat. And this is the reason we study the seerah of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We learn from here. You know, this incident is something we must really keep in our minds. That Hazrat Fazl bin Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhuma is Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's cousin. He is with Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and it is the occasion of Hajj. Now why I'm saying this incident we must keep in mind is because generally, you see a person, right? He may not be a namazi, too much of a namazi. He may not be a person who's wearing a kurta or whatever. But let his sheikh come. Right? Now, if his sheikh is from overseas, normally you see the person is in shirt and pants, smoking, is doing his own thing. We're not pointing fingers at anybody or looking down upon anybody. I'm trying to explain a point. Now if his sheikh visits our shores, now you see the same person in kurta, in the front line, sitting in front of the sheikh with humility, and it's like a different man, right? Through the barakat of the sohbat of his sheikh. Allah Pak give istiqamat. It doesn't only be in front of the sheikh, it has to be in front of Allah for all times. But you see the person, automatically there is a change in the person, now he's behaving. Alright, leave that story. You take us, if we're sitting on our own and we're talking, we laugh, joke, sit anyhow. Now let the sheikh walk in there. Same time, now we're on to watch now here. What we're saying, how we're sitting, how we're talking, right? So Hazrat Fazl bin Abbas radiallahu ta'ala anhuma is in the company of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So can we imagine in the company of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, how much more on guard he'll be? Right? One is, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is not there, maybe a little bit guard will be down, right? But in front of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, now he'd be on extra guard, right? That's one. Number two, a person back home, he may not be so dini conscious, but on the 5 days of Hajj, even that person becomes a waliullah. When he's there on the plains of Arafat and he's in Mina and he's in Muzdalifah, he's in a different mood. He's not thinking about guna and all that at that time. So the person he's a sahabi, number one. Number two, he's in the company of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Number three, it's in the days of Hajj. Right? In Ihram. It was before they removed the Ihram. They're still going now. And a young lady, she comes forward to come and ask Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam a question. Right? Now the Fazl bin Abbas radiallahu anhu is a young man, very handsome. This lady is a young lady. When she comes forward to come and ask the question, Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam turns Hazrat Fazl bin Abbas radiallahu anhu's face away. Now where is this happening? In the company of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, on the days of Hajj, in a state of Ihram. But you can't trust the devil. So Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is turning his face away. He said, no, you don't look here. Don't look here. But you see, that was only Sahaba, you see. Our iman is of such a level that we can dance on the road with placards with all the women and we won't look at them. So our iman is gone very, very high level iman we got. So Sahaba, they had to take precautions. They had to take precautions. We don't have to take precautions. We ponchala. Our iman is, wow. We can go on the beachfront and read Zohar, mass Zohar. With all people running around there, walking up and down, somebody is cycling, bichara poor people with no clothes. They can't afford clothes, people. They were just little bit material they got. So they just covered portions of their bodies. And they're running around there, swimming there. Nabi Mori Zohar Namaz there. Mass Zohar Namaz we're going to have. We're making a mockery of our deen to appease our nafs. Now after doing all that, we just feel nice. Hey, we had a march, man. 1,000 people we went. Bus came from Newcastle and from here and from there. And we had a march. We went. Good march we did. So we feel nice. But how many laws of Allah Pak got broken in there? And when you try to explain this, then people want to justify this story and that story and that story.